Confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so today we're looking at Java string, right?
Java
yes, we're looking at the string. So now, from what you have learned recently, the question is to you, what is a string?
String, basically, from what you explained, is collection of text or statements.
Mhm.
For instance, you say hello world, put it in parentheses.
In parentheses,
That's basically a string. No, sorry, you put it in two quotes. Those two. I always forget the names. Those
the
two
name,
quote was the name of the quote.
the double quotes.
Double quote. Yeah.
Yes, there's double quotes for strings, and then
Character
which
is
one?
one quote.
Exactly. Single quote.
Yeah.
This one we use it when we're declaring a character, right? Okay. So now a string, basically, like a simple explanation of string is, it is a variable that contains a collection of characters, right? That is surrounded by double quotes. That's the definition of a string, right? So a string can, when to declare any variable, right? How do I declare a string variable?
I declare it.
Yeah, how do I create? I want to create a string variable called name and put my name in it. How do I do it?
Because you can say string. String. Let me find a name. String spaces.
Spaces.
Is equal to. They put double quotes. I'm going to Africa. Close it.
Okay, good. This is good. Exactly. This is how we declare a string, right? Right now, I want to just say string, and I'll call it text. And the text, I want to write a statement that says my name. No, like I love Nigerian jollof.
That's Ghana jollof.
I know. Yeah. I love Nigerian jollof more than Ghana jollof.
No, that's not what you wrote. You said I love Ghana jollof.
My brother, it's all how you see it. Okay, so now this is a variable of type string, right? This is a variable of type string. And now, just to touch on, before I go into the string topic, right? This is a variable. So remember what I said, we have this statement that is stored in this variable text, right? Which is of type string, right? We know that, right?
Yeah.
Right now we wrote this. I'm the one who wrote this exactly by hand, right? And when we're actually creating a computer program, there will never be a time when I'll come here in the code and write it like that, right? So there need to be a way of giving information to the variable at one point, right?
Okay.
That's why we use a scanner, which is a class that helps us to put information inside the variable without us hard coding. Right now, the word I love Nigerian jollof more than Ghana jollof, right? These words are hard coded. That means I had to write them here, right? So that's why when we want to be able, let's assume, let me just write another one called string, another variable string, and I'll just say text2, right? Text2. I'll just call it text2, right? So text2 is equals to, now in the text2, on top here, what I'll just do is, I'll create that scanner. I'll create an object of scanner, right? I said scanner, I can call it SC or whatever I want to know. I can call it even small scanner is equals to new, then scanner, then inside here, that's where I'll say system.in, right? System.in, right? So right now, what I just did here, we're gonna do it a lot in coding. You're gonna realize this way a lot. Why? Because Java is called object-oriented programming language. Why? We create objects and we use objects, right? That means we're using a version of that class, right? And in this case, a scanner, we didn't write scanner. Google, what do you call it? Java wrote scanner. It comes in. What we just did was we imported it. If you look at line 1, look at line 1. See that? It says import Java util.scanner. That means we imported it into here so that we can use it.
So did you type line 1 or you or
no,
Java just did
it automatically does it for you. Let's do it again.
When you are typing the Java scanner, right?
Let's do it again, right? I'm doing it again. Okay. Scanner. Look at that. Did you see? It automatically imported it because it knows that I want to use the scanner class, right? By just writing scanner is equals to new. That. So now what it did here is, and then here is system.in. So what it did here basically is just took information that was written by somebody else. This class was written by somebody else years ago because they figured if people want to enter information into variables, they are going to need this class. Right. So Java wrote.
Okay, so the one that says new scanner, what's that? Why did you put new scanner? Is just the information or?
Yeah, this is the way of creating the object. So this is the scanner class, right? I'm basically saying, hey, I want you to create a new object of this class.
That makes sense. Now I got it. Okay.
And I want you to call it scanner, right?
Which is the same, which is the same, is the same variable class, right?
Yes, yes. Now, let me show you something. I'm going to go in. If you click Control and click inside here, it takes you inside the class. You see? It has taken me inside the scanner class, right? All of these are things inside the scanner class. I did not write it. It comes with Google. You see that?
What? Can you go back and do it again? I missed control what?
This class that is already created by for Java. You click Control and click on it.
Control and click and enter, right?
You hold Control. No, you hit Control and right click on your mouse.
Control and right.
Is it either if right click doesn't work, just say left click. It should go into the class.
I'm just watching what you're doing. Okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
Control right click.
Yes. Control right click. It takes you into this class. You see this thing like a soccer ball here, where I am right now. This thing. That thing takes you to the class that you are working on. If I click on it, you see what it does?
You right click on it, right?
Yeah, this one. You see this round ball? This round ball,
right?
No, yeah, you just click on it, whether left click or right click. You just click on it, it will take you to where the class that you are working on right now is actually located. Right. Okay. Right now, it took you here. And where it took you, all of these are classes that Java is giving you. You didn't write it. You see that? Library, root. And all of these things are things that you can use. They are all different classes you can use, right? All of them. Right now, the one that we're looking at is this one, scanner class, right? All of, you see the thing have a C, right? They have a C inside. You see that? C, they have a C.
Yes, they have C.
C stands for class. To show you this is a class. And if you see on top of the C, there's like a small white thing, right? That white thing is to show you that this class is to show you that like this class is actually coming in from Java itself, right? And for you to use this class, all you need is to write this name, scanner equals to new scanner, right? And if I want to use this class, let me give you another example. I want to use this stake class. You see this stake class right here? So if I ever want to use information inside this guy here, this one here, I'll say stake, then I'll give the name is equals to new stake. And then I have access to all of these methods.
That makes sense. So
Makes sense,
basically,
right?
you wanna do new class. So
yes.
you want to have access to a new class. That's what Scanner helps you to do.
Yes, if you say new and you put the name of the class, that means you're creating a new object of that class that you already have. And if you look at that class, it's public. That means you can access it. And that code, if I'm trying to write something here, you see, it doesn't allow me. It says file is read only.
Public.
Yes, I can't change anything in this class because it's a read only. Why? Because it comes with Java. So you can't change anything in here. You just use it to make your life easy.
Yeah, that because it's public, right? But private, you can change it.
No, if it's private, then you can't access it.
Okay. So public, you can change it, but you can read.
Yes, you can get information from it. I'll explain public, private, and all that when we start looking at classes. It's one of my favorite topics ever. But right now we're still at the basics, but for some reason, you always make it harder for me to keep on schedule. I end up wanting to jump. which is
I made you jump.
Yeah, this topic is a topic on its own. Right? Yeah, but that's the point. What was I trying to show you? That now here I use this scanner name, right? That's the name of my object, right? Then I say dot. Then I say next. Should be, I think it's next line, right? Yeah. Next line, like that. And then I close it here, right? So if I run this here, right now, I can go to the console. Actually, I want to say something like South. I want to print.
So line 14 and line 14 and line 10. Are they the same? Do they go together, or you're creating something new?
No, these are different. Line 10 is, the names are different. You see, line 10 is text. That's the name of the string. Line 14 is text too. But line 14 is different because line 14 is different. Why? Because we're using scanner. That means that this method here, I mean, this variable here doesn't have anything. It's going to keep what we are going to write on the console and store inside. So I am showing you the difference between, this is called hard coding, right? Okay. That's one way of putting information inside a variable. This is another way, right? This is the dynamic one, whereby you are putting information on the console, which is usually encouraged when you are writing a program. Because this
so
information will never.
So what of line 12?
Line 12 is me asking Java to give me access to this class so that I can use this thing from that class to allow me to put information inside this text.
Got it. Oh, never mind. Don't mind line 10. I know about line 10 is the regular code we've been doing. Okay, so from line 12 to 14, they go together, right?
Yes, because here, what are we doing here? We are asking Java, here we're asking, can I use this method, this class? I need something, right? That's what we're doing here.
Okay.
Right. And we're doing that by doing what is known as creating an object. Creating an object of a class. Right. This is what we're doing here. We're creating an object of a class. What is an object? It's just something that will help you get access to that class.
Okay. So we're
That is
talking
what
to
an
line
object-
12. You're just saying Java C. I'm trying to create a new scanner.
Yep.
So that way I can get access in the system, in your system.
Yes,
So
yes.
just
And then
giving access. Okay.
yes, and then use this. And that's why I take this scanner and I use it here to put information inside. So now if I run my code right now, usually when you're using scanner, we always say, hey, you can put your like this method to say like enter text, you know. This is just enter text below. This is just a way so that you see where you'll be entering from, right? Because this one will just give you the ability to put, but this one kind of gives you a chance to see where you'll be putting the things, right? So right now, if I run this, you are going to notice something. Right on the console, it's going to say enter text below, right? And whatever text I'm going to enter is gonna be a string. Why? Because I am using next line, which goes with string. That's why I was saying yesterday, if I wanted this to be a number, I'll use int number is equals to scanner.next number, next int. You see here, it says enter the text below, right? I can say my name is Alpha and I like Barcelona and eating the best jollof, right? And if I say enter, look, this is what is printed. Right. Now, if I come here and look into TX2, right, this guy, TXT2, right now, this guy inside here, it is storing what I wrote here. My name is Alpha, blah, blah, it is now inside this thing, right? Because the scanner allowed you to put this information inside and then it gets stored in here. So now I can use this information all through my code and the value will still be the one I just entered. You get it?
So you are entering and you are also giving inputting and you're entering. So because I noticed that on line 14 and line 17, you have two different system outprint.
So system outprint just says print this thing out. So line 17, this one here, this one says, line 14 just says, hey, I want you to print this thing. Enter text below. That's what is printed here, you see? Enter text below. Okay. Then line 15, scanner this, right? Inside here, this is where, this is what I wrote. That's why it's in green. You see, it's in green. I'm the one who wrote this, right? Then line 17. I'm now printing out what is inside TXT2, which is the same as what I put in from the scan.
Okay. So you type it in, you also print out. So that information will be the same. They'll come out to be the same.
Yes, it will be the same.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll get used to this.
Yep. To retake a look at at that video. Okay. Now let's continue on strings, right? So strings, they store letters, right? They store like anything that is in a double quote. Right? You can put a number, but if a number is inside a double quote, it's a string. If you put a character and you put a double quote, that character becomes a string. If you put nothing but double quotes, that string will store an empty string, right? So the double quotes just changes anything to be a string, right? And also here you can have my number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Look at that. You can put this number, and this number is a what? Is a string. Why? Because it's inside the double quote. Yes.
Okay.
So strings are very powerful. Now, strings are very, very, very powerful. So inbuilt, right? You see what I did there when I was using the scanner class, and I created an object and got that. But for some reason, Java also gives you some of these methods inside the string class that you can use with your string without you needing to import, because they come here by default. Right? What do I mean? I mean, if you want to see all the methods that Java gives you for that particular string, you write the name of the string and you press dot. Right? So it tells me to, you can get bytes, you can to lowercase, to uppercase, equals ignore case. This is what you use when you're comparing. Equals is empty to check if that string is empty, is blank to check if the string is blank. Starts with, you can give it to check what it starts with, ends with, contains, you can check what the string contains, you can check the length.
So that's character. So just by you putting text, the name, the string name, just the text, you can just, it shows you all this.
Yes, and these are methods that are given to you to support the string class by Java by default. You get that? Okay. So now, the first example that we are going to look at is I want to change everything in this string to uppercase, right? I can say, I can print out txt dot, then I'll say to uppercase, like that, right? If I run this.
So if you have to put the word to get the cases, right?
The what?
You put the word to. So is that the logic? Like you have to put to first before?
No.
That stuff for sure.
This is the name of the method inside the string class.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, how do you find it? Go back to, go back, clear that thing. Let me see.
You just say dot, and then it will show up.
Okay.
There's two.
So can you scroll up and it will still show?
What?
Instead of, okay, I see. So you just scroll to where it is, right?
Yeah, and sometimes you know it by head, right? Like I know it by head. And I know all methods should always start with a small letter. So that's why I knew if I say two, it will choose that one. It will show me all the two, right? And I'll say to uppercase. So now if I run this, everything inside the string is gonna be an uppercase now. Let's wait until it prints out. Look at that. You see, everything will change to an uppercase. Do you notice that?
I did not.
And if I want to print out for it to be lowercase, I'll say txt dot, then I say to lowercase. Everything in here is going to be in lowercase.
Okay.
I'm running. So it's going to show us the first one, the uppercase, and then the lowercase. What are we doing? We're just accessing methods from the string class to help you with what you are doing. So Java is actually making your life so much better. You see that? When you tell your variable to go to uppercase, this is what it printed out. And we say to lowercase, this is what is printed out. Right? You can also check how long, what is the length of the variable, right? If you say dot and you go here, you are going to see, I'm just checking down, length. You see length? You You see length right here.
Yes.
And then I say length, and then I run. So it's going to tell me how long the variable txt is. It's 66 characters. Why? Because it counts.
Wow.
You see, this space is counted. So it will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and counts everything to the end, and it found 66 characters.
That makes sense.
You see, so this is what they use. For example, let's assume you have an application that wants you to enter an essay by text, right? Are you with me?
Yeah. You say they want to enter. You have an application that want to enter what?
Yeah,
By
that
text?
allows you to enter information by text, right?
Okay.
To fill in the application, right? So it can say something like, if, and then they say text txt, right? Dot length. If the length, if this length is greater than 60 characters, right? I am going to say that this essay space, this essay space can only support, let's just say 60 characters.
You're starting to use the if now, which I now understand.
Exactly.
Okay, so if the insisted out print this.
Right. Okay. And then we say else. We say else. We say else. Why is my tape? My computer is too slow. Yeah, then I say else, just say submit essay. Submit essay. Right. And then if I run this, it's going to check if the text dot length is greater than 60. Right. You see, it says this essay space can only support 60 characters. You see that? That means it went into this variable to and check how long this is. And then it found out that this, including the space, this is 66 characters. Then that means when you're trying to submit that essay or that application, it's not going to allow you until you reduce the characters, right? And then let's assume I have reduced by removing the number, right? I remove the number to kind of reduce the characters, right? Now look at what it's going to submit essay. Because now the characters are 57.
Okay. Okay, got it. So already, naturally, we have a character of 57, but on line 19, it said if the text is greater than 60, you will submit this easy space can only support 60 characters. However, you deleted it and make it 57. So then you will submit the essay will be the one that will come out.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, sorry to touch on the if else statement, but I'm trying to show you the power of this.
No. You touching it because it's something you taught me, so I already read about it. So bringing it back, I was still able to say, okay, I understand what you're doing. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, that's good. So, so with strings, right? With strings, there's so much we can do, right? We can change them to lowercase. We can check if the string is blank, right? You can literally check if the text is blank. Let me try and print this out. In order to avoid confusion, I'm going to close these ones out. Just comment these ones out, right? So I am using this guy, the name of the text, and I'm checking if it's blank, right? So is blank, says true if it's blank or false if it's not blank, right? And then in this case, it's now checking if this is blank, if the text is blank. So we expect it to say false. You see that?
Okay.
So this method here, this is called a method. This is called a method.
It's checking everything we've written if they are blank, correct?
Yes, yes. Checking if this is empty. Right.
Oh, okay. It's checking line 11 to see if it's blank.
Why? Because this is that's txt, right? That's why we say txt dot check the txt.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
And then now there is something called concatenation, right? So when you add strings together, when you use a plus, when you're dealing with strings, it actually adds this. It combines the strings together. It does not add. Right, let me explain to you. This. I am removing some of this and creating another string variable, and then I'll call it text2, right? Text2. And then in this one, I am going to put my number is this, right? Like that. So now, if I come here and I print out, if I come here and I say, I want to print out the first text plus the second one, right? You see that? If I run this, what the strings do is they just combine those two strings. Yes, and it's called concatenation. You see, I love Ghana jollof more than Nigerian jollof. My number is this. It combined the two.
Got you. So you're combining characters together.
Yes, you're combining characters together. Now, also another thing is you can change this, right? Let me copy this out. Let me like cancel it out, right? I want to create another string variable called num, right? And I put in a string and I'll say 10, right? And then I'll say string, another one called num2, and then I'll call it 20, right? Like that. Right. So if I come here and say print out num plus num2, right? What do you think the answer is going to be?
You should print out you should print out 30.
You should print out 30. What type of variable is this?
Oh, wait, my bad. This is just character. Okay, this is string. This is not integer. So surely we'll print out 10 and print out 20 on the same line.
Hey, good job. Amazing job. Right.
Integer is one that does digits.
So exactly. So this is a number, but it's in double quote, so it's a string. Right? And strings concatenate. Look at the answer 1020. You see that?
Got it.
It doesn't add them, it just combines. However, if you want to combine, if you want to change, if you have a variable that is a string like this, right? A string, that is a string which is a number, and you want to convert it into an actual integer, right? We also have another method we can use. So here I'll say int and I'll say add numbers, right? Add num, right, is equals to the thing is called, I think, integer dot pass int, I think. Yeah. This is pass int, and then you give them num, okay, num1. So we're creating this guy. Then we add this. I think plus, let me just say integer dot pass int num2. See if it works. Bam, it works. You see that? And now in here, when I print out 8 numbers, right? Hey, look what's gonna happen.
It's probably gonna hide it.
Exactly. Is the number, the answer should be 30. Right? You're going to see the answer is 30. Look at that. What happened here?
Wow.
What happened here is the computer took your strings and converted them into an integer. And it added and took another string and converted them into an integer. This you use in situations where you have information as numbers, right? Like in a whole, let's assume you have like a whole essay of what happened, right? And you pick out the numbers from those strings, but you pick them out as strings, and then you can convert those numbers into an integer, like that, right? And
so when you say pass, the word itself that says pass integer, I'm assuming is for conversion of any variable.
Yes, if you click in here, inside, look at that. Public static int, pass int, and if you can read up there, passes the string argument as a signed decimal integer. The character in the string must all be decimal digits, except the first characters may be like a minus, right? To indicate a negative value or a plus to indicate a positive value. The resulting integer value is returned exactly as it is in the argument, and the radix 10 were given as an argument to this method. You see that? So this is the power of Java, that you can get a string like this and convert it into you can get a string like this and convert it into a what? Into a number, right? Right? Do it make sense?
It makes sense.
Makes sense, right? Now, there is something that is also quite interesting about strings. I'm going to comment this guys out and start another one here. So I'm going to get this one here, the Jollof one, right? And then I'll uncomment this one, right? I love Ghana Jollof more than Barcelona, right? Which is really just a lie. Right. So now there is this good, I think one thing I just realized right now is, yes, I have to go through the while statement and the for loop, but before that, I might need to rush into classes and methods because we're going to require a lot of them. But no, let me follow the schedule. Yeah. Because when we get to the methods and objects, you will begin to understand very, very well some of these things that are coming from other classes, right? Okay, so there is this method here called replace, right? This is a very powerful method, right? It's very, very powerful. We want to replace Barcelona. Then
the word text, TXT, is just to check anything you want to check, right?
With Nigeria. So the word text over here text is just the name, my brother, right? That's the name of this string.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So for me to do
That's
anything to this thing here, I will use the name. That's why we give names of classes, names of character, of methods, names of variables. Why? So that when we are using the name of the variable. Right now, text is the name. And look at what I'm doing. Look at the power of this thing. I'm saying, hey, in this variable, I want to replace where it says Barcelona with Nigeria. Right?
Oh.
Right.
Barcelona to Nigeria. Okay.
Yeah. With Nigeria. I just say Nigeria. Right. So now I'll print out the text. TXT. Right. Now, if I run here, this, it's gonna change. I love Ghana Jollof more than, look at that. Wait, what happened? Oh. And then?
Wait, you place Barcelona for Nigeria. So you're supposed to say, I love Ghana Jollof more than Nigerian Jollof.
Yeah, but something is not making sense. Barcelona spelled exactly as I want.
Maybe we're supposed to replace target Barcelona, yeah. So replacement is Nigeria.
But no, think, oh, I think I know it. Yep, I know exactly what I needed to do. Okay. Okay. So I am going to store this in a new variable. String, then I'll say new, I'll just say new text or something is equals to that. Where, and then now I'm gonna print the new text.
Oh, so it has to be new. You can't print the old one.
No. That's just, new text is just a name.
Right.
It's just a name. I can call this whatever I want. But I'll explain to you why. Yes, that's why. You see now it has changed. I love Ghanaian jollof more than Nigerian jollof. Right. Why? So when I put this alone, without putting it in any variable, it tried to change TXT. But the way a string is created, it's called an immutable object. That means it's something that you cannot change once you have declared it.
Okay.
Right. In the way of storage, remember the reference data type, right? We are just making a reference to where this guy is stored. And I can't really just go in and change it. But if I create another variable and create a version of TXT.
So you are referencing it to the one that you have.
Yeah, exactly. That was the issue I had.
You didn't reference it.
Yes.
That's why.
Because here, this will try to replace only to replace this guy exactly, but since it's a string, it's immutable. That means you can't really change it.
Now, with what I read earlier,
Mm-hmm.
this is what is it called again? For the other ones, the double long byte and all that, those ones, or integer itself, those ones they are not reference. That one you can go there and just change. Correct?
Yes. Yep. What do I mean? It's like this. If we have an integer x, right, is equals to 20, right? And I want to change the value of x, right? I can say x is equals to 45. Now, if I print out x, like that, when I print out x, right, x started as 20, you see? Here. Then I changed x to 45 in line 40. And then I'm printing it out. X is gonna be 45. You see,
okay,
x is now
I just learned something new today. Okay, so you can just ignore the integer, the line 40. You just put x is equal to 40 and you change whatever the first thing x was.
Why? Because in line 38, we are creating this object, this variable, right? X, and we're storing 20. Now, if I want to use x again, I don't have to write integer x.
Right.
Because if I write int x like that, I'm creating another variable. So the computer gets confused. That's why it's ready to say variable x is already defined in this scope.
But for string, you can create another variable, correct? Since it's a reference.
For string, no. The thing I'm saying is, whenever you have declared a variable like this, right? For you to use it here, you just need to just call it here because it already knows what x is. It's already in the system, right? So if you wanna change like x dot, maybe say x dot, or if you wanna say x plus 25 or something, right? And store this guy in like another one. Yes, you can do that. But now the computer already knows whenever you say x, it will give x the value 45 over here. Because we already set it up from here. You get that?
Right.
So this is what we call being mutable. Mutable means being able to be changed, right? We were able to do this. And then it worked, right? But for a string, you can't do it. Why? Because the way this is stored inside a string is a little bit different than an integer. That's why integer is a primitive data type and the string is a reference data type. So this 45 is put inside the box where 20 was. So in the computer now, it knows that when you say X, it's no longer 20, it's now 45.
45, okay.
Yes. And I can even come here and say X is equals to 2. X is gonna be changed to 2 now. Why? Because it's mutable, right? You can change it.
That makes sense.
The only way you cannot change a variable, which is an integer, is when you use a keyword called final. If you use final, look at this. It gives you an error when you're assigning a different one.
Okay.
Right. So if you check this error, it will say cannot assign a value to final variable X. So final means what I have here, I do not want to be changed. That's what final means. Right. And you can't change it.
Okay. That makes sense.
But, makes sense, right? Yeah. Okay. So now back to the strings. This is why in the first place, this gave us issues when we wanted to change it. It's immutable, right? So best way was to create a new variable, use the same old text, which is this, and in the text replace Barcelona and put Nigeria. And you store that inside the new code text, new text. And then when I print that out, that's why it said, I love Ghana Jollof more than Nigerian Jollof. You get that?
So basically, the string test is referencing the new string new test, and you'll be able to system out, print that the new test, and it give us I love Ghana Jollof more than Nigerian Jollof, right?
Yes, yes. And also, there are things called substrings, right? What a substring is a portion of your string, right? So if you say txt, which is this string in line 32, right? And you say dot, then you say sub string, right? That means I want to just print out a portion of this. I don't want everything, right? And you want to tell it where. So let me just say 6, index 6, right? That means it's 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I say from 6 to, let me just say like 15, right? I want to print out just the portion starting from index 6 to index 16.
Why do you have a double bracket after the one after 15? You created that, or?
No, so this bracket, if you clock it, this is a bracket for this method.
Oh, it came with it?
Yes. This method comes with the bracket. And this is the txt, and this is the bracket for,
I got that part.
For system printer. Right.
Okay.
So when I print this now, it's not gonna print me the whole I love Ghana Jollof. No, it will print out a substring of that. You see, Ghana Jollof. So starting from 6, that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starts with Ghana.
Yeah.
And 15 is Jolo. And then it just printed that out only, right?
So 15, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
For indexes, they start from 0.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But wait, 15 is Jollof, but you only print out Joe. Why is that?
It says start from 6 and end at 15. That's what it says.
Yeah, but when I counted it,
yeah, you should count from 0. You should count from 0, and the white space is also considered a character.
So I is 0.
Yeah. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, 6 is this one. So it starts on the 7. That's where it started, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The 15 one is L. You see that? But when you say 6 to 15, that means not including the number 15. You start from 6 and not including number 15. I'll explain that later on when we get to the thing. But just know that indexes start from 0 and you're just counting here. And this method, substring, just takes a small portion of your string.
Portion. Okay.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And I think, that covers all of the strings, and I also showed you the string and numbers. Now I want to show you special characters, right? So if you wanna print out okay, so if you want to put quotation marks, right, around Ghana, right here, the way you do it is you say backslash and you put quotation marks like that. And then you come here, you say backslash, quotation mark, like that. Do you see that?
Okay.
Backslash quotation mark, if you run this inside a string, backslash quotation inside the string, when you run it, it will create a, I didn't print it out. I didn't print it out.
Oh, you didn't print it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just did what I did yesterday.
Yeah. You see, I love quotation marks Ghana to love more than Barcelona. Do you see that? But if you change that, if you change this to double quotes and this to double quotes, like that, then this space is just the space is unnecessary. And I run this now. You're going to see.
I guess it'll be double. It should be double.
Yes.
Quote. Okay.
I love Ghana to love more than that. You get it?
Got it.
Yeah. Now, to add a slash, a backslash inside this, right? To say, we want to say Barcelona or Chelsea, right? Barcelona or Chelsea, like that. To add an O, you put two backslashes like that. Inside, this is happening inside the string, right? You see that? So when you run this, double these two quotations, when you're putting them inside the string, look at that, it creates this one slash.
Really?
Yes.
Even though it's double, it created only one.
Yes, that's how you make a single slash. So if you want to print something that, you know, is a single slash, you see, Barcelona or Chelsea.
Wow, this is interesting.
Okay. Very, very interesting. Okay, now, if we want to, there are a number of things, right? I showed you yesterday, more than, I say, if you want to create a new line, you say a backslash and N. Remember that?
Yeah, I did. You put it in quote, right? Put them in double quote.
They are inside they're already inside this.
We're in the quote already. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're inside the string, so it will know. It will know. You see, now look at how it printed. I love Ghana Jollof more than, then created a new line, Barcelona / Chelsea Jollof.
Actually, you see this thing you just showed me? I practiced that yesterday. I erased what you wrote, then I did it myself. The plus that plus some, then plus this line, then negative. Yeah. So I was adding. So I was able to print out on the different lines. I did that myself to be able to master. Yeah. So I got that part.
Yeah, proud of you. That's very, very, that's a good thing that you did. Like I always tell you, the way you are going to be, the way you are going to be good is by doing those practices that you are doing.
Yeah.
Right, and I think
I will share. To be honest, if you want me to, I can share my screen once you're done, so you see. Maybe that would be a nice thing. So you see all the stuff that I practice and wrote it on the code. I will show you. That will let you even know where I'm at.
Yeah, that's good. We'll look at that, right? And then also, if you just want to create a space, right, like tab, right? Use /B, backslash/B.
What was that?
Backslash, the one I put, this one, and you put a B.
Okay.
What this does is it creates a tab. Sorry, my bad. It's backslash, the backslash B is backspace. That's what it does.
Okay.
Right. This is backspace, like the backspace. But if you want to put a tab, it's T for tab. So slash
What does
T
that
for
do?
tab. Like how when you press tab in your thing, you see, look at line one. You see where line one starts more than Barcelona. Look at where line two starts. It's not right underneath here.
Right.
Because this space was created by I meant like then Barcelona / Chelsea. Look at this space. You see this space?
What? Excuse me. What?
Do you see the space that I've highlighted blue right now in my console?
Yeah, give me one. Give me 1 second, buddy. What do you want? So get what? Okay.
Sorry, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yes, you see where I said /T right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look inside the answer in the console. There was space that created. So that's the tab that I created. I created a space.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh, okay.
Yes, so /T creates that space. The double slashes like that, double backslash, they created this slash here. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
/AI, /N, cut these in two and created 2 lines. A backslash and quotation mark is the one that created the quotes. If you remove this, if you remove this, like that, look, it's not gonna work. You see that? It's not gonna work. So it's very important to have those.
So if I want to put the jollof close to the on the actuator, right? If I want to put the jollof close to the Chelsea, what do I do?
/B for backspace. Right. Tab
Okay.
created the space. B will remove the space. Let me do this. Let me remove it because it will create the double space. Let me rerun it. You see that?
Okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So anywhere that is missing in the letters or the characters, you can impute or infuse those stuff.
Yes.
And it will fix it.
Yeah. So these stuff are for you to, when you're dealing with a string, and if you want it to show something on an application, you know, something like that. That's what you do.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think those are the most important things you need to. You need to know when it comes to strings, right? Yeah. Okay. So now, I am going to look at we already. Okay, I'm going to cancel this, close this because this was the topic on Java strings, and then I'm going to give you a 10-minute break. And then when you come back, I'll send you the new link. We're going to be talking about the while loop and the for loop. Okay, so see you back in 8:20.
6:20 or
6:22.
6:22.
6:22.
Okay.